You got dumb friends.
Hot water.
I ruined Hal's life.
No, this is great. This is great. Bitch, we all need therapy.
I have to pee. Can I pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, drop.
Ramble.
Pretty basic.
Thank you to care of Audible, Omaze, Grammarly, and Macy's for sponsoring this episode of Pretty Basic. Hey guys, what's up? Wait, let's try it at the same time.
nervous.
Let's try. Ready? One,
Okay.
2, 3. Hey guys, what's up?
And welcome back to Pretty Basic. Fuck, that's so chuggy.
Jesus Christ. Saying things in unison is not chuggy. Breathing, chuggy.
Chuggy.
Sitting, chuggy.
Sounds like my comment section lately.
Okay, when you... No, literally me. What is the most chuggy thing that you do?
No. When I just think of the most chuggy Alisha, I just think of Coachella like 2014 or something with like the circle glasses and like the flower crown and just being like...
Denim shorts, crochet.
We got screwed over. That was the worst style. Like the 2010 era of style, the worst.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The worst.
But like so much of it has come back.
No, early 2000s has come back. I'm talking like 2010s.
Like,
you remember like when like the big costume necklaces and
my
like
God.
the belts and like color blocking
with like big socks, DC sneakers. I feel like this is like,
sneakers.
Yeah.
What 2010 era were you in?
I was in middle school when that was a big thing. I feel like those were big, right?
No, you're thinking a little earlier still. I'm talking like fresh out of YouTube. Like early YouTube, like that era.
Oh,
the
like
Tumblr
circle
era.
skirts.
Yeah,
Okay.
the circle
I'm on
skirts.
par now.
Yeah, insert photos for our video watchers. If you are not watching our YouTube channel, I'm a little offended. It's okay. I forgive you. I just think it's so much fun. I've been loving watching YouTube podcasts because it feels more like a show and it's just, I don't know. And you get to see the effort of our cute outfits that we put in.
Oh, for sure. And I like putting it on my TV and like having it go in the background while I'm cleaning or doing something like that.
Oh my God, totally.
It's the best.
Also, we are having a live show.
We are, woo!
You guys can come see us IRL in real life and just hang out, watch us basically record a live podcast episode. We're going to meet some of you guys if you got the VIP ticket. And I'm just very, very excited. We haven't done one of these in honestly a few years. So I'm so excited to just see you guys. And I feel like it'll be good vibes.
Oh, for sure. Did you say the date? I totally
No.
blocked out. Okay, cool. March 13th at 7 p.m. at the Irvine Improv. Come on over. I did venture over to South Coast Plaza recently.
Did you now?
And I think I'm a little bit of a... I can't even say it. I was going to say,
you're either saying homebody or whore.
I was going to say a little bit of a hometown hero. I know, joke though. I met like 50 people at the mall and they're like, we've been waiting for you to come to the mall.
One time I remember being at the Brea Mall and I heard these two girls being like, oh my God, we just saw Rebecca Black. And I was like, oh my God, I hadn't like known her at that point, which is funny.
I take it back. Rebecca Black is the hometown hero of Orange
Brea Mall.
County. Yes. It gave me like, I was like, wow, can't wait for the live show in Irvine. It's going to be so fun.
She's like, I'm a celebrity. She also can't wait to move back to Orange County for her like real OC housewife life.
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
If you ever start feeling like irrelevant in LA, it's like, let's just move. And then you're like, oh my God, everyone
every day I'm
loves
at
me.
South Coast Plaza, like,
You at the paparazzi photos of you outside of like Target.
Wetzel
You're like,
pretzel.
hot dog on a stick.
Yeah. I fucking love hot dog on a stick.
I always wanted it when I was younger. My mom would never let me.
Really?
Yeah, she'd be like, that's not healthy.
Oh my God, that's all my mom would let me eat. But instead of a hot dog, it's cheese on a stick.
Oh my God.
And their green lemonade. That's what she'd feed me.
Green?
Makes sense. Limeade. It's like
Limeade.
but it's literally just like their lemonade with green food coloring.
Wait, what
in
was
it.
your favorite fast food in a mall?
Ooh.
Like in the food court?
Specifically at the Brea Mall, there's something called Genghis Khan, which is like a Yes.
Mongolian barbecue?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And you put the frozen meats and you're like pounding it when they don't look because you get more in your bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. We really like
We're
same
connected.
page. Same page.
I'm also a hoe for an Auntie Anne's. So sorry. Almond
Auntie Anne's.
pretzel? Yes.
I was never, okay, the Mongolian barbecue, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Really?
yes.
Were you gonna say that?
Oh my, no, the first time I ever had it was at Victoria Gardens, if anyone knows that, in Rancho Cucamonga, like this really pretty outdoor mall, and I would be so excited because we would go and drive from freaking Riverside all the like 20 minutes over there, and I would be so excited to have it, and it was just, oh, so good.
You know what I think about when I hear Victoria Gardens?
Uh-oh.
One time, I had a kleptomaniac person in my hall in college.
Oh, yes.
And the person in which I thought, and my lawyer said I must not allege who's it.
Yeah, one time we wanted to say the whole story. Yeah, and your lawyers were like, no.
But I will say too, the thing is, and my lawyer will appreciate this, I still don't know to this day who it was, also, but I'm allowed to have assumptions.
And I can allegedly, you don't know shit.
Allegedly, I still do not know. No. For a fact, I do not know.
Yes.
Allegedly, I thought it was a person. And so when I just needed to get that person out of the hall to check and see if I could find any of my belongings in their piles, maybe. And
I never understood people who steal.
I mean,
and lie
if they
about
are
it.
A kleptomaniac, though, it's like it's actually a thing that they can't control.
Are they aware of it?
I'm sure they know they're doing it, but they can't control whether or not they do.
But when they're lying, do they know that they're lying, or do they truly like convince themselves that they?
I'm sure it differs. It probably depends, but the only when this person left, they went to the Victoria Gardens Apple store, and I mapped it. I was like, I have 32 minutes each way to get this done. I've never been to Victoria Gardens. But
You've never been?
No, but that's what I think of. I'm like, there's an Apple store there.
Oh, we should totally go.
Should we?
Yeah, you'll be a hometown hero.
I already am. Also, in case you guys did not know, we have Pretty Basic merch.
Yes, we do.
And there are a few select pieces in each of the styles still left. So if you guys are wanting it, check it out, prettybasic.com.
And also, we're always like adding things or like restocking like along the process. So even if you don't hear us like talk about a restock, there still could be. So definitely like sign up for emails and all that fun stuff. But yes, let us know also if there's any colors or anything you guys are just looking forward to. Anyways, I'm excited for the live show.
I cannot
I'm like,
wait.
should we make maybe for the outfits, we should like customize some with our merch, like make custom looks with the merch.
I want a rhinestoned boot.
Wait, if you guys are going, buy the merch, wear it, and it'll just be like a sea of everyone wearing content baby content on their ass.
That's all I could ask for, honestly, here. I have a story for the class. I've been holding this one. I wrote it down in my notes so I wouldn't forget, but trust me, I will not forget because since this happened, I've thought about it every day, every night.
Do share.
Every waking moment.
You have my undivided attention.
Wow. This is a priceless
School is
moment,
in
people. So, I ruined Cal's life. I ruined it in the most Romy way possible. Let me set the scene.
I know. I'm like, where are we going with this?
It's a Thursday night.
Hold on. As your friend, how do you need me right now? Am I like I want to support. I want to be there.
I might cry.
Okay.
We'll hold it.
Can we get tissues on hold?
Yeah, please. Just kidding. I'm not going to cry. I'm fine.
Sorry, Cal. She's not sad.
I just feel bad. And he has let me know that it's okay, but okay. I just feel really bad. So it's Thursday night. Lauren has invited us out to celebrate Jeremy's birthday. Mm-hmm. She made it very, very clear that we are not allowed to take photos or videos. Literally, the text is like, no photos, no videos, especially no vlogging. She was like, Remy, no vlogging.
It's like the invite to 50 people at Remy Cruise. No vlogging.
Literally. And so I'm so like, obviously, just like my second nature now, I'm just like vlogging, filming, but this specific restaurant does not allow photos whatsoever.
So that's the reason.
That was the reason.
I was going to say, I know Jeremy's always down to be in a video.
He loves it. Yeah. He loves it. She was like, no, sorry, restaurant policy. So I was like, okay, Remy, you got this. So we go to the restaurant. It's pitch black essentially in the restaurant, super like small, dark, moody, very LA. I didn't even know this existed, but it's like on La Cienega. It's like a huge street. You walk in through, it's like almost like a speakeasy.
Yeah.
You walk in through this little door and then all of a sudden there's like music playing and like moody lighting and everything. And so we're just waiting and then everybody sits down and we've got like 14 people or so at this table just like having dinner, having a good time. I'm like 3 drinks in. I've had 2 Greyhounds and an espresso martini.
Romy has arrived.
Romy has parked outside. No, Ubered safely outside.
Obviously.
So also fun fact, I did one time controversially tweet something that I didn't know was going to be such a big deal. I tweeted, I'm sorry, I just don't think espresso martinis are good. Little did I know the controversy that it would spike.
Also, it really depends on the place because I've had some that I'm like,
yeah.
And then like gagging, disgusting. And then I literally had one
screaming
not too long ago and I was like, that just tastes like coffee, like a latte, and it was great.
Yes, so I've learned, ask for Bailey's in it because that's what makes it like that creamy. So I was so I had 2 Greyhounds. I was on my espresso martini. I was living, laughing, loving, and I look up and I see a man sitting in this booth like 5 feet away, no joke, and there's just so few tables in this restaurant. I look up, I'm like, that kind of looks like Bruno Mars.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just like staring and I'm like, but I've seen Bruno Mars front row and it didn't look quite like Bruno Mars.
Front row.
I had to throw in the front row, but really I did, like, cause I've seen him like obviously perform as Bruno Mars, and I was like, I tap Cal, I'm like, is that Bruno Mars? And he's already white. Ghostly. Casper arrives. Keep in mind, Cal last year, you do your Spotify year in review.
Yes.
The only artists he listened to, his top 3, Silk Sonic, Anderson .Paak, Bruno Mars. He would like give a limb.
And we saw Anderson .Paak.
Yes. He is obsessed.
Oh, so
he like our first date, he dragged me to like a it was cute. He didn't drag me. He took me willingly to this carnival in downtown that was like very underground. Like there weren't that many people there, just because Anderson .Paak was performing. Like he somehow like knew. We literally went to that restaurant because Anderson .Paak is an investor, because Cal for some reason like has every like tweet notification on about anything Anderson .Paak does.
And Bruno Mars.
So he's like,
I love Bruno Mars.
My God. And he's freaking out. And then he goes, oh my God, Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars are sitting at the table.
What?
And like, Cal, Cal's trying to be cool. Like Cal's like,
I'm so happy for Cal, but you ruined it. Bitch, what did you do?
He's freaking out. And then I've just learned, you guys, I can't be brought around celebrities.
Oh no.
I've learned I just can't keep my cool time and time again. In case you missed it, one time I was in a hair salon with Miley Cyrus for 3 hours. I kept my cool for the whole time. I pretty much didn't speak because I was so scared I'd say something and she would hear me. In the last 20 seconds of me before I leave, I just start singing one of her songs in a dead silent salon. One time I walked in and I saw this really nice car outside, and I see this. I'm like, oh, that's a nice car. So I'm walking up and I go, hey, that's a really nice car. Whose car is that? Kendall Jenner's in the room. It's Kendall Jenner's car. She heard me. So I've just learned I can't be around celebrities. And so I'm looking at Bruno Mars and I'm like trying to be like cool, but the whole night I'm like,
and I'm so like chill. Like
luckily, okay, so Cal's freaking out and the whole night I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, stop it. You're being weird. Stop it.
Oh my God.
I'm like, are you okay? And he's in between Mia and I. So Mia and I are like just totally chilling. We're like, oh my God, we see Anderson .Paak because we saw him that one night. We're like, we see him all the time. Like, this is a normal Thursday for us. Like, oh my God, don't freak out, Cal. And so then there's like live music playing. There's I think he was playing a guitar, but Romy can't remember, playing some sort of instrument the whole night. And then at one point, so there it's Silk Sonic, which is Bruno and Anderson, my friends. And then at the table as well, it looks like to be a manager of some sort, and then another person there. And then all of a sudden, the other person gets up and he starts playing I believe it was a trumpet with the guitar, man. And they're just playing this duet.
Was it this or was it
this? It was
trumpet.
So Cal's losing his mind because, as we know, he's a band kid.
Yes.
So he's just like, oh my God, freaking out. And Bruno's going like, yeah, and like his voice. And I was like, and then he sits down and like they're done playing and Jeremy goes, anybody else want to sing? Anybody else want to sing? Like with Bruno there. It was so funny. So then I see Zach Kornfeld, the Try Guy.
Yes, love him.
Gets up, love him. And I'm like, please keep in mind, my eyes are like this. And I'm like watching and I see him get up and go. It looks to be like he gives the musician money, like a tip after he finishes performing. So I was like, Cal, you have to give him money. Cal, you have to give him money. You have to. Like, oh my God, you can walk by their table like, oh my God, here. And I'm like, this is peak Romy. Like, you have to. No, you have to. So I pull some money out and I give it to him and he's like, Remy. Like,
knowing you pulled out $100 bill.
It was a 20 and he well deserved it. And I was like, go. Like, I'm trying to encourage him. And I can tell he's like, oh, okay, I will. And so by this time though, now the musician has moved to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak's table. So he's sitting there with the trumpet player, them two, and then the musician, which this freelance musician man this is the peak of his life. He's sitting at a table with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and they're probably just like, dude, you killed it. Like, they don't know each other. They were just like, dude, like they were just complimenting him.
Okay.
So Cal gets up because I forced him to give this man money because I'm like, this is such a good idea. And Cal, Cal's like stressed and nervous. He walks over.
Oh my God.
And he goes to the musician and goes, keep in mind, this musician is talking to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. And he goes, I think I'm supposed to give this to you. And the musician goes, thanks. And like takes it. And then just like awkward, Cal's like standing there awkwardly. And he comes back to the table and I could feel the awkwardness. I was like, so what happened? And he was like, Remy, like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, poor cow.
So I feel really bad. I definitely shouldn't have pressured him to do that. I mean, in the end, I was like, that musician is getting a tip. Like, he should be happy. I understand that musician was probably starstruck himself, but, you know, it was just bad timing on our behalf. And it was just like, I feel really bad. And that was like his dream situation. So I hope the musician.
I would have been mortified.
It was really, really, really bad. And I still feel really bad to this day. Like, if I hadn't told him to do that, like, it would have been a perfect night, perfect situation. He would have enjoyed from afar and then went home and been like, I saw my 2 favorite people in the world. But no, alas.
Well, now they saw him.
They for sure saw him, and they for sure felt that awkwardness. I told him too, I was like, why don't you go like, hey man, you were so great.
Yeah,
Here,
he's like,
I'd
I'm
to give
supposed
you.
to give.
He goes, I'm supposed to give you? Like, that's so weird. That's weird.
You'd be like, hey, my dude, you killed it.
Yeah,
Here you go.
exactly. Oh, Bruno?
Oh my God.
I haven't seen you since Vegas front row.
You looked a little different. I was bugged out.
Yeah. Anyways, he's fine. He's over it.
Oh my God. I have been listening to, have you heard his song 777?
Yes, bitch.
Oh, I'll be in my car and I'm like, 7, 7, 7.
I like the I deserve to be with somebody
He's so fucking good. He's
as
so good.
me. So Bruno Anderson, if you're watching this, please feel free to shoot me a DM. Let me know, and I can show Cal, like, you guys are cool.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It was
Wait,
really
for Cal's
awkward.
birthday, we should DM and just try to get a reply.
Yeah. A cameo. They're definitely not on Cameo.
No, they're not.
They're not D-list enough to be on Cameo. Oh, that was mean. Sorry.
It's fine. That's funny. If you guys are also on the New Year's resolution positivity productive kick, let me just say that Audible has created a destination for complete well-being that delivers inspiration, encouragement, and actionable steps no matter what your goals are. At audible.com/wellbeing, Audible editors have curated a number of titles featuring experts in a wide range of self-care and self-development categories, from mastering your emotions and improving relationships to getting in shape and finding more success at work and home. Among the listens are brand new titles from some of the most inspiring original voices in the genre, including best-selling self-help expert Mel Robbins, The 5-Second Rule, Start Here, who returns with a new podcast called Here's Exactly What to Do. Coach Pamela has created Mastering the Skill of Reinvention, which can help you turn the life you dream into the life you live, and renowned music producer and performer Major, who offers Major Frequency, a revitalizing journey into the healing power of music. Listening opens up a world of opportunities for discovering insights wherever you are, and these titles can give you the confidence and the motivation that you need to build the life you deserve. Go to audible.com/wellbeing. So that's been top of mind for me, and I feel really bad, but... Now, did he say you have to make it up to him? Like, or what did we learn?
No, because I spiraled more than he did. He was like, Remy, it's fine. He's like, I'm never going to see these people again. Like, they're never going to remember me. Which is, as I was spiraling after Miley Cyrus, he said, Remy, she's never going to think of you again. I said, what?
You're like,
talking about... So he's cool with it. He's very well aware. I just felt so bad.
But what did we learn in this situation?
We learned if you're going to tip the musician, make sure they're alone and not absolutely life peaking at a table.
Yeah, or
and
even
ruin that moment.
Maybe they have the case open. Maybe
they have like a Venmo
tips.
QR code that you can.
Yeah, maybe it's obvious. Or maybe we also learned that maybe drunk Romy doesn't know everything.
Oh, we learned that 5 years ago. What are you talking about?
So if he says no, it's fine, and you're like, no, trust me, I know. You always say trust me, and I've learned you don't always
There's
trust
nothing
Romy.
to trust.
I can trust Remy with my life.
On what grounds do we trust Romy?
I would trust for her to break me out of jail. So I trust her on that level, but on the little things I don't trust Romy with,
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I'll
like ride or die. Ride
that.
or die. Fuck. I just thought of mine.
Isn't it so embarrassing? Oh, bitch. Don't worry. Right here.
Yes. That is very embarrassing, I will say.
Thank you.
That is very embarrassing. Also, I think maybe a lot of us forgot about the fact that you were there for someone's birthday dinner. So then you just walk 5 feet away to go back and sit down.
Oh, it was lovely. I told Jeremy. Jeremy was dying laughing.
Sure
I told Lauren, and Lauren was like definitely worried. And then Jeremy was like,
she's like, I said no photos, and now I have to say no tips. She's like, I thought I covered every awkward thing.
Okay, last but not least, Zach happened to walk by eventually later,
yes.
and I was like, Zach. He's like, what? I was like, did you tip the Music Man money? And he goes, yes. Yes, I did. I was like, oh, thank God. And I told him the story, and he was like, you dipped in money. Like, you did nothing wrong.
My guess is, you know how sometimes, like, even if a fan comes up to you at, like, a weird moment, how, like, it's not that you don't want to talk to them, but, like, there's someone else there, and you're like, sorry. Or, like, if you were on a first date and, like, a fan came up, which low-key I'd be, like, living, I'd be like, oh.
Do you want a picture? You want an autograph?
But, like, if that person doesn't know what you do, it'd be like, oh, like, kind of, like, it could be weird. And you're like, it's not that you don't want to meet them. It's just like, oh, was that awkward? Whatever.
I've learned a lot. I apologize profusely to Cal.
He's fine.
He's literally fine.
But again, now Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars looked at him.
That's actually really true.
In his birthday card, you should be like, I got you the gift that will always be with you forever.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
That's funny. That's really funny. Wow. Well, I had nothing like that happen to me this weekend.
Okay.
But that's hilarious.
Thank you. Glad I could provide the laughs here for Pretty Basic at Cal's expense. Another thing, I went to dinner with my friend recently, who I love so much. And I feel like this could be a good topic that we could talk about today.
Ooh.
I went and visited my friend. We had a lovely dinner. Winds were 15 miles per hour. I almost flew away. I'm so petite.
Oh my God. Wait. So I did have something happen to me. I'm so petite.
No, I wish you just gone through that.
We went to a bar, and long story short, we leave a little bit early. We're waiting for our Uber.
Oh, yeah.
The winds were so bad. I think this was Saturday night. The power in the bar completely goes off, and I hear people like scream. And literally 2 seconds ago, we were in there. Like, we had just left. Like, while we're walking to the curb, it happens. And I was like, thank God we weren't in there.
I think if I were, especially if I was drunk and your mind is already like, woo, if the lights went out, I think I'd be scared. My mind would go to the worst possible place of like,
and it was
what's happening.
Yes, and like scary. It was so crowded. And even what's funny is since we were outside, we felt the wind being insane. And that happens a lot, especially here in LA. Like the winds can be so bad that the power goes out. It's just
Santa Ana winds.
Santa Ana winds. Do you remember being like in elementary school in the Santa Ana? You'd be like, oh, it's time for the Santa Ana winds.
I better cover my eyes.
And then we would fly away with our big old backpacks.
Yes.
Going to school. That's so funny. But yes, since we were outside waiting for our Uber and we saw the wind, I knew instantly, oh, the power went out because of the wind. But if I was inside, I don't think I would have thought of the wind whatsoever.
Oh, I for sure wouldn't have. But it
was scary.
On a funny note, you know how like at 2 a.m. the lights come on, everyone scurries? Like this is just the opposite effect. The lights go off.
Yes.
Glad everyone's okay. I was at dinner though, and I was with my friend who I haven't been able to see in like a couple months. And I was like, okay, give me the updates. And it better not be what I think it's going to be. And I was, told exactly what I didn't want to hear, which is that they did indeed get back with their toxic ex. And I feel like this is a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
And just being like jokes aside, it's hard because obviously I understand that getting back with a toxic ex is always a learning experience for you because like we've all done it. Whatever the toxicity level might be, like we always just, you have to learn. And it's not until you learn your lesson that you're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. So I understand for them that they need to go through that, but it's so hard to sit back as a friend. And also, what kind of friend do I want to be? Do I want to be the friend who's like really stern and being like, no, you should not be doing this, like stop? Or should I be the friend that's like, okay, you need to learn. I love you so much, but like, please, please, please stop. Like, where am I in between there?
And it's also hard when it's not just an acquaintance friend, it's one of your really close friends.
Yes.
And it's hard to figure out what's that role of their best friend or someone very close to their life who they trust to speak up. It's very hard.
I don't even know. Honestly, I hope I did a decent enough job where I was just like, I know how this is going to play out. It's going to be this, but I will be there for you every step of the way. And I love you, but like, please let that happen soon.
What's also hard is we've all been in the position where we have other people telling us, hey, that's not a good idea. Don't do it. And you're like, screw it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah.
So you know what they're thinking. You know how they're like, they're going to do whatever they want to do.
I've been in my situation, my worst situation. I definitely had like split between friend groups of advice. And it honestly was nice having a little bit of both. And ultimately I knew I was going to do whatever I wanted to do. I knew what I was going to go back. I was going to keep going back until finally for me, I was like, oh, wait, I'm finally hearing everything everyone is saying because I'm finally feeling that for myself. But like I've said this before on the podcast, obviously, but like you and Ollie on one side were like, do it, have fun, be safe. And then Asian Girl Squad was like, you dumb bitch. You better not get in that Uber.
Pick and choose.
Yeah, you better not. And I'd be like,
you're in the Uber. I know.
No, literally location off.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that.
Can you turn the radio up, sir? Thank you.
Can I have the aux cord?
So that's where I'm at right now.
Is he good? Is he okay? Like, what's the overall vibe here?
Oh, well, you know what? They got back with the toxic ex and then broke up again before our dinner.
Oh.
So like I was more of just like it happened again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So they're good now. And this is the thing that I was like, so we're done, right? And he goes, I was like, okay,
that's all you need to know.
2 months, let's run this back. It'll happen again.
If it's not a for sure, yes, I'm done, then just...
I wonder, I'm trying to think of when for me it was like, okay, I'm done. Because I kept going back to so many awful guys.
I think it's different for everyone. And what's hard is everyone wants to give advice like, hey, like this is what it's going to be like for you. But it's like, maybe it'll be a whole different situation.
You know what I think for me it was? And I said this in last week's episode, it was true exhaustion. It's because these like toxic guys only have so much to offer. And it's like nothing against them. They just really have only so much to offer.
Or girls, because let's be real, girls can be toxic.
So sorry. Anybody, whoever it is, people can only have so much to offer. And what doesn't align is your expectations with them. Mm-hmm. So for me, with like certain guys, I would like expect them to do all these sorts of things. And then anytime I would go or like go on a date or hook up, whatever it may be, it never aligned with my expectations. And you just have to hit that threshold of like, okay, no, next time. Okay, next time. Okay, next time. Until finally you're like, oh wait, it's never going to happen. And that's finally when you're like for me, I was at true exhaustion with being like, okay, so it's never going to happen. So you can keep going back if you want. But if that's not meeting your expectations, why go? And then finally I was like, then it makes it so easy to ignore the texts, ignore the calls, ignore the likes on Instagram, the story views. You're just like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
Keep doing that if you want.
Yeah.
Give me the likes.
Well,
but
you
like,
burn out on it. You're like, it's not outweighing anything. I feel like I've actually been the friend in this situation a lot. I don't know what it is, but a lot of my...
You got dumb friends.
I'm like, I don't know what is in the water. No, I really have. There's been a lot of instances for like, even just different toxic relationships, whether it was just like dating, friend, whatever. Like, I feel like people have opened up to me in some of these situations. And I think I give them the advice that I would personally like, because I know me. If I shut down, like if I am vulnerable with someone, if I share how I'm feeling and then get shut down by them, I will never tell them anything again. Like that's how I am, because I'm just like, oh, like that's like, it scarred me. So like if someone was to tell me, oh my God, Alisha, like don't ever see them again. Like he was horrible to you, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, noted, I can't like talk to you about this. Oh,
that's like me with my mom sometimes, which I love. But you know, like when you're a kid and you tell your mom about a friend that you got into a fight with, and your mom will never drop it. Or you're like, Mom, it's been 5 years, we're friends again.
Yeah, you're like, we're friends again. They're like, I'll never forget. Like, but I'm that person because I'm also that way.
You're gonna be a good mom.
But so since I'm that way, I feel like I understand how I would rather someone, if I was in a toxic relationship, I would want my best friend to basically say like, hey, I'm here. I would want to be able to talk to them. And even if like, so I think being the friend, being supportive instead of saying, don't do X, Y, Z is the best thing personally. Again, that's just from my experience and what I think, because in the end, you would rather your friend, even if they are in a horrible toxic relationship, you want them to talk to you. Like when they start keeping shit in, and then let's say this toxic person is making them start being weird and like distance from their family, that's the first like red flag, you know? They're keeping them all to themselves. They're not letting them hang out with any of their other friends. Like I think that communication between your friend and you is the most important. Yeah. Because you want to be in the know. You don't want them hiding secrets. You don't want them lying to you like that. And that's just like a recipe for disaster. So I think I would want someone to be like, hey, I'm hearing you out. I understand. This is what I would do, but I support you in whatever you want to do. And then if I was ever to be in a point that was very, very, very dangerous, I think because I have built that relationship with them, I'd be like, damn, they've never told me, hey, you need to get out of this, versus like right off the bat. Do you know what I mean? Like building that trust, I think is a huge, but that's just how I work.
But I think it's good to, okay, noted for later.
I know, I'm like, so if I'm ever, blink twice.
I think it's good to, you know, honestly, I think this is a good conversation to have with your friends or
before the guy, before the
exactly.
before exactly. You get there.
Like if God forbid we were in this situation, whether it's like with other friends, with a guy, with a girl, whatever it may be, even like with family and things, it's good to know like, okay, how do you like to receive advice and support?
Yes.
Because there were certain times where I needed that, you dumb bitch, stop it. Because I need that like sternness because I won't give that to myself. And there are times where I personally would prefer people being like, okay, do it, be stupid, but just know like I'm going to be here, but also just know like you're going to learn on your own. So it's, and like the thing is it changed for me so often and I appreciated having both sides for me because it was really balanced. But maybe some person doesn't like to have like tough love and maybe they really need a gentle support. Like they should know, like figure out what you need and what you respond best to, because also I'm like very stubborn. And sometimes when I heard what I didn't want to hear, it would make me really upset and like want to almost self-destruct in a way because I'm like, well, fuck them then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, then I am just a hot mess.
Yeah. So I think it's just figuring out like how you want to be loved and how you want to be supported.
Also, every situation is so different because I've also been in situations where someone comes to me for advice. A year later, they keep not listening to me, but then asking me for advice. And they're like, you're right. Why am I not doing this? Da, 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 da. And then it's just this cycle to where then I get burnt out. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going to like give you advice if you're like, you really just don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's also hard to care and be as invested. I don't know. It's so circumstantial.
Everybody, in case you did not know, I'm sure we all know though, the best month of the year is quickly approaching. In case you did not know, I love February, not only for my birthday, but also Valentine's Day.
And if you're like me, it may not be your favorite holiday because, you know, it is different when you are not in a relationship.
Valentine's, you need to love yourself.
Oh, don't worry. I already made a reservation.
For yourself?
For me, Ollie, and TK.
Oh, that's so cute.
However, I've decided this year's going to be different. This Valentine's Day is going to be the best. I can pamper myself. I can pamper my friends, you know, like get them a gift, get myself a gift.
Here's the thing. Valentine's Day just is about love. It's about the people around you. It's about loving yourself, your friends, your family, your significant other. If you may have one. If you don't, that's okay. More money to buy gifts for you.
Yourself.
Exactly.
You get it. So if anyone sees me post like a huge diamond ring, just know that I bought it for myself.
It's on the right hand.
Yeah.
This is actually perfect because I was online yesterday trying to get Cal a gift for Valentine's Day and I have no idea what to get him.
I will say it is hard getting guys gifts for Valentine's Day. Guys have it so easy. Just get me like a little stuffed animal, get me some chocolate, jewelry, you know, something, flowers.
Easy. So easy.
But guys is hard. So what I think would help a lot of people is probably the Macy's gift finder.
No joke, I'm going to go on and get him something after this podcast. I'm not even kidding.
What are ideas that you think is good to get a guy?
I think, okay, you can either go one of two ways. I think you can do like tech because so many guys love tech, whether it's like TV, speakers, headphones, whatever.
I was thinking headphones that like, and put them like in the shape of a heart or something.
That's cute. She's going to be
I feel like I'm kind of good with gifts, or even a bouquet of something that they like.
Or you know what? You could either do like the techie side if they like tech, which most guys do, or maybe they need like a new shaver or maybe like some like men's care
cologne.
Things.
You're like, hey babe, wear this. You're going to smell so good.
But
it's also for yourself.
Oh,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean?
You know what's also really great is when first of all, you can get like cute clothes if you want to like dress them. You know, you want them like to look cute and what you like. You're like, oh, I really love like this kind of jacket. You buy them the jacket. They have to wear it.
And just say, put a note and say, saw this and knew you'd look so hot in it.
Or, you know, maybe like you need a new air fryer in your kitchen. I mean, great gift to give your boyfriend if you live together because boom, new air fryer.
Oh, totally. What's one of your favorite gifts you either bought yourself or someone bought you for Valentine's Day?
I have to say it was more of an experience because I have been told I am hard to buy for, which check out the Macy's gift finder, Mom, if you're listening to this for me. But Valentine's Day last year, we obviously had to stay home and couldn't go out and do things. So Cal did a whole picnic inside the house for me and set up like a blanket and we watched a movie and he brought me in and out and stuffed animals. I had squishmallows galore.
Which if you didn't know, Macy's also has more than just clothes. They have the home section. They have blankets galore. They have anything you could ever need for a little at-home date night.
No, like they have like the best things for like a spa or if you want to cook dinner inside together, they have the best home appliances. They've got blankets and bedding to like create. I've never done this. I want to do like a little cute indoor fort.
Oh, When I was young, I was the queen of forts, but I haven't done it like in a cute romantic way yet, but I'm excited for that day.
That'd be cute with like little twinkle lights and things.
So obviously, as you guys can tell, Macy's has honestly the best gifts you could ever need for a cozy night in, date night, date out, whatever you are doing, celebrating Valentine's, birthdays, whatever you could possibly need.
Also, my mom is she loves gifts. So she expects gifts on Valentine's Day, on her anniversary with my dad. She loves to get the gifts from me. So it's a great place also for me to find, great gifts for her from brands like the Martha Stewart collection, Dior.
Also,
she loves some Dior.
I love how you can just ship it to them, hit gift wrap, and write a note.
I know.
And it's just boom. And then they get it, and they're so surprised.
And you're like, I wasn't expecting this. And of course, do not forget to treat yourself. You deserve a delightful fragrance, new self-care beauty routine, or beautiful jewelry. Like Alisha said, she'll have a ring. You can find all that and more, plus gift ideas for as little as $25 and under, all over at Macys.com/giftfinder. All right, guys, it's officially 2022, and now is the time to set your wellness routine into action and prioritize your health. Care of allows vitamin routines to be personal, easy, effective, and constantly evolving. Care of is amazing if you guys haven't heard of it. It's a subscription service that ships high quality, personalized vitamins and powders conveniently to your door every month. I love it because you can tell that it's so tailored and specific for you.
Yes.
The literal packaging says your name on it, and I love that they have the easy to go little packs for you to throw in your purse if you're going on vacation.
Or traveling.
Exactly. It's so easy, and you can just tell that it is made for you.
I just love it because when you really take time to think about it, everyone's bodies are so different and need different vitamins and need different supplements. So just having like an overall, like everyone needs XYZ, like it doesn't make sense. So I feel like this makes so much sense scientifically to me. And honestly, I feel great on it. I love that it's personalized. I think it's so good.
It's really great because all you have to do is just go on and take a really short quiz.
It's kind of fun because you're like, this is what I deal with. Oh, like which one's me? It's like 2 seconds. It's honestly so fast. And from that quiz, you get your vitamins and products delivered right to your door.
Also, it's great because you can fully trust Care of. Their products are made from good for you, clean ingredients that are backed by the latest science and research, so you can feel good about what's going in your body, which is so, so important. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BASIC50. That's 50% off your first Care of order at takecareof.com, code BASIC50.
I had one friend who was in a very, very, very toxic situation. We were friends, but we weren't best friends. So her best friend came to me and said, hey, I'm worried. What do I do? Should I talk to her? I said, yes, I definitely think it's to that point. You need to talk to her.
Yeah.
Oh no. I didn't mean the next day with 5 people in an intervention.
Oh, I don't think an intervention
no,
ever good.
I am so against interventions because in the end, it's just a talk.
Yeah.
When you have the title intervention, it's so aggressive. It's very like, I don't know, it's a lot. And then most of the time you don't need, like it's just keep it one-on-one, because if that person feels ganged up on, they will literally shut down and get so defensive.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's
the banner is
now
up.
Again, maybe you've had an intervention done to you and it worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different, but I do think overall, most of the times, I think that is, especially when they don't see it coming, they get caught off guard. They're very defensive. They're not receptive to what you're saying. They feel attacked. And I literally was like, I didn't say
have an intervention
the next day with like all your friends. Like, why was that girl there? She didn't even need to be there. Like random shit. I'm just like, oh my God, like don't say it was me.
Also think of it like, instead of having someone walk into a room, now we're just talking about interventions, but imagine walking into a room and you're sat down. It's very like a somber feeling. There's a really
light
sad banner.
Sorry.
Yeah. Like sad banner up on the wall. People probably don't do banners, but like, and then 5 people are talking at you at once. You are going to shut down and you are going to feel attacked. And then versus 5 deep, intimate talks with these individuals, like you're going to be so, and imagine like on talk 3, you're like, oh my God, this is the 3rd person.
You're like, this is a reoccurring thing.
Yes. I feel like that would help a little more if you're planning on having an intervention, but what do I know?
Again, just a talk. I think this is me going deep and loving therapy, which I still need to hit up my therapist. It's been a little bit. In the end, like we all have shit. And a lot of times when people are in toxic relationships, it's because there's something deeper there. And it can take years of therapy to figure out why you keep going back to these type of people, or if there's a pattern or whatever. And I think as the friend, it's so important just to listen. It's so easy to get mad at them and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, clearly that's not going to help the situation. Like you really have to get down deep and realize that also like toxic relationships, like it can be an addiction to like keep going back to that person. Like, you know, like So there's
like a self-worth thing.
Yes.
Also, we know everything stems from childhood
trauma, the family origin. Like there is shit in all of us. And I hate when people are like, oh my God, I don't need therapy. I'm like, bitch, we all need therapy.
We all need therapy.
All need it. Like,
and also most of the time I've been very lucky that like my toxic situations have been so minuscule. Obviously there's a whole span of what sort of toxicity you could be. Yeah. But at least from what I've experienced, you don't realize that you're in a toxic situation till you're out of it. And you look back and you're like, ooh, that was not very normal.
Yeah. But then I've also been in situations where I've had family or even really close friends come to me after I have distance from someone. And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but I didn't really like them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they were using you, blah, 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 blah. I've had this happen multiple times in my life. And
I'm like, why did no one tell me?
But then I get it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to go up to someone during it and be like, hey, little flag.
Yeah.
So I do think now, after 28 years, I'm like, okay, I do think it's important to the people that I love and trust to be like, hey, I give you permission if there's ever someone who you're like unsure of to voice that to me, or even we can have a code word, or you can even just be like, hey, not a big deal yet, but I saw that flag.
Yeah.
I think just like having that like system with your friends, just like you said, having those conversations beforehand, how do you like hearing feedback? Like how do you handle all of that is important.
Even when Ollie came on the podcast, we were talking about how I had a relationship that was what it was and where it was at for a very long time. So to me, it felt very normal and almost like it was like, oh, this is just how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But then Ollie came into my life and kind of disrupted that by having a conversation with me that was really hard. And he knew, hey, if we have this conversation, Remy might not want to be my friend anymore because I'm disrupting something that's been for so long, but I just didn't think it was good for either of them. So when we had that conversation, that was like great for me because I saw it from a whole new perspective.
Also, I think that's so admirable for someone to say, hey, I understand if this could hurt our friendship, but I have to voice it. And that shows that they care about you.
Yeah.
Like to be willing to walk away and deal with those repercussions if it's not receptive, you know?
That's a ride or die.
Ride or motherfucking die. Damn. That's hard. Well, I'll be thinking of him.
I think I can see for him we are nearing the end. It's
Good.
mostly because he's getting fed up, which I love because I'm like, okay, I've been saying this, I've been saying it. Finally, like you are not only just hearing me say it, you are feeling it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when you know it's coming to an end.
Yeah. Because other than friendships, I haven't been in a toxic dating situation. So here I am giving all this advice and like, God forbid I'm in that situation. You're going to be like, bitch, I'm giving you the code word. You're not listening.
We need a safe word. I think honestly, everyone kind of has to have, again, to some level, and I hope that on the spectrum it is the very small level, but it teaches you a lot about other people, what you don't want in a relationship.
Also, it's important to realize that two people can be toxic for each other.
Yeah.
And it's not that you are a horrible, toxic person, but that relationship is just not good.
Yeah.
And I think that helps you realize that like, because it's so easy to throw around the word toxic to be like, oh my God, they're toxic,
yeah,
like X, like, you know, like band or, you know, whatever. When I think it's important to realize I could not be a toxic person, but maybe in one specific relationship with someone, we're just not vibing.
Jealousy.
Anything. Just boom, you know? So I think that is a good thing to also realize that it's like, you're not a bad person. That happens a lot. A lot of the friends that have come to me are very much like, no, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I've said, I'm like, look, I'm sure he's a great guy. I just think your guys' relationship
isn't to you.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a good guy. And I like, however, I just think the relationship's not it, you know? And I think that gives a better perspective because I think a lot of times friends will come in being like, he sucks and da-da-da-da, he's horrible. And then they're like, no, I promise. Like they get defensive, you know?
Yeah.
And instead of being like, you can, I just think you'll be okay your whole life. And boom. No one wants to be okay.
Boom.
Mike, drop. Well,
wait.
What
time is it, Loshi?
11, 2:46.
Happy hour?
Oh, fuck you. Okay. I was hoping you wouldn't bring it up because...
Of course I'm going to bring it up. I was no joke, like in the shower yesterday and I was like, oh my God, did she go to happy hour?
Happy hour with Chris?
I forgot to follow up.
I didn't want you to bring it up because I knew you were going to be upset that it didn't happen. And I know everyone listening and watching is literally going to be like, I knew she wouldn't go. But the days that he was available, I wasn't.
I was going to say, in your defense, as I was messaging Chris, your schedule was very busy.
Yes.
And his weren't aligning with yours.
It wasn't. So we're still talking.
Okay.
Not like every day, but we've still been, every now and then.
Okay.
But it didn't happen. And I was I was hoping you wouldn't bring it up because I knew people were going to be like, I knew she wasn't going to go.
You have to bring it up. We can't talk about it last week. We need continuity.
Content baby continuity.
Continuity, content baby content. Continuity baby content.
Yes. But yeah, it's good.
So you're going to go to happy hour with Chris?
Yes. Because I have to bring I feel like I have to.
No. You don't have to go to happy hour with Chris if you don't want to go to happy hour with Chris. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. And you need to date if you yourself want to date, if you yourself want a relationship, if you yourself want to hook up with someone, whatever it may be. Like, you need to do that for you. If you're just doing that for the podcast, that's not fair to yourself, to us as listeners, and to the guys you are going out with.
But it would be fine if that's what I want.
if you want to do everything I just said. You want to make us happy at Pretty Basic.
Yes, I want to bring the dating tea.
We don't need like that. Think about this also. On the other hand, if it was just involving you, that's fine. But there are other people's feelings at stake here too. And that's not cool to do that. It's true. That's not cool.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of you a few years ago.
Which time? Turtles?
You're like, there's feelings involved.
There's feelings.
Yes.
There's feelings involved.
Okay. I do have one. I actually think this is more interesting than if I was to go to happy hour with Chris.
Okay.
Guess who I saw? I've been waiting to tell you this entire story. You actually may have seen. The listeners, I talked about one time when I met up with Patti Stanner. She is the millionaire matchmaker. Yes. TK and I actually we got dinner with her the other night.
Please share the wisdom of Patti.
She's basically a dating expert. She match makes people all the time. If you didn't hear the last time I talked about her, but I still want her to come on the podcast. We'll just have to figure out a schedule thing. Maybe this year's season 4. Maybe it'll happen.
Here's hoping.
But she was definitely dropping some hard truths, and I think. One thing I realized, a dinner or a time or a talk is good when I whip out my phone for notes. I've been doing that. I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately, but I kind of love it.
But it's so good. So you don't forget.
It's so good. So I wrote a whole bunch of random stuff down while she was talking. And one thing that I thought was really interesting is, TK and I are saying kind of like what we're looking for. And both of us have even said, we're not looking to get married. We kind of just want to have some fun. But potential, just whatever. And instantly she basically said how fun is fine. Anytime you or another person says looking to have a fun time, fun equals non-committal.
Exactly.
And I was like, yes, totally. So then how come when people are like, oh yeah, no, we're just having fun. But then boom, feelings. Boom, why aren't they texting? Boom, this. But oh no, you're just wanting fun. It was a very
It's because they don't want fun. It's because they want commitment, but they're trying to tell themselves they want fun.
So this dinner was good because I think she definitely was helping us realize what do you really, 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 really want?
Yeah.
Really, really, really want. I was like, damn, I think more people need to take time to sit back and truly think about what they really, really, really want. Because I personally was sitting there and I was like, okay, I don't just want fun because clearly I would have been having fun if I wanted fun.
Yeah.
So why? Okay, so I think more than that, I definitely am wanting potential relationship, but I don't want to just I'm not about the hookup culture. I don't want to just hook up with random people, but I want it to be fun and be maybe there could be a relationship there.
I think I know what you want. I think you want a relationship, but you don't. Obviously, it's the first guy you're going to meet also is not going to be a relationship. But you're working your way to find a relationship, and whatever term that relationship might be is what is up for debate for you.
Yes.
Whether it's a 5-year and you get married, or whether it's just a couple months, just something.
And I think a lot of people, girls, guys, gays, everyone, is in a similar position to me where they're I'm not about hookup culture. I respect it if people want to do that, but I just don't really want that. However, I also have my sister who's now in a relationship or other people who are in, I'm in my late 20s.
Girl, me too.
But like, I'm also not dying to get married. I have so many friends who genuinely, their only goal in life is to be married and have kids.
Yeah.
And that's not where I am. So when I say I'm not trying to get married, obviously I want to be married one day, but I'm not there yet where I'm freaking out about it.
You're not looking for the guy that you're going to marry, but if you stumble upon him, you're not going to say no.
I'm not going to be like, no, you got to wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, no, okay, let's, you know. But I think there are a lot of times people are in that middle position where it's like, okay, I want more than just like a hookup. I also am like, I'm down for a relationship, but it doesn't need to be serious. Like it can be slow. It can take its time. And I feel like she helped me like really, I think I knew that deep down, but she helped me kind of like understand that. Because again, I'm like, okay, if fun is non-committal, why would I ever say, okay, I'm just trying to have fun? Because I'm like, no, bitch, you're not trying to.
It's also not fun when you're seeing somebody and they're also seeing other people. And then you're like, wait, okay, I said I want fun, but now I want
him.
Now I want you. I want commitment, but you can't ask them of that.
Yes.
You already decided at the beginning what you were saying. And like I've had that a lot of times too, where it's like, okay, well, I can't blame them for me lying to myself.
Or you can't blame them for, like, let's say a guy tells you in the beginning, just looking for fun. And you're like, great, me too. And then 3 months in, you're like, now are we more? Like,
and he's like, no, I just said fun.
Yeah. And then he's still saying like, oh, no. Like, we're just having a fun time. Like it's, you know, I really like you as a friend, like whatever, like all of the sayings that are saying I don't want a relationship. But what's hard is, you know, you're like, well, what if things change? Like, what if they change? So I loved that. I thought that was really good for me to be like, okay, this is good to know. When I was growing up, I always entered every single type of like contest or giveaway because I always wanted to win amazing prizes. My mom thought it was the funnest, literally all the time. So I know other people listening, I know you've always wanted to, you know, the chance to win some awesome prizes, like maybe a Tesla, karaoke with Charlize Theron. Or maybe even, you know, going to space with Virgin Galactic.
If any of these interest you guys, then you have to check out Omaze. It's the new way to give back to charity and have fun while doing it.
If you're confused, this is basically how Omaze works. You enter for the chance to win something amazing, and at the same exact time, you can donate to support great causes. It's honestly just a very fun and easy way for nonprofits to raise money and for you to win big prizes. Like a multi-million-dollar house in Los Angeles.
Here's how it works. Go to omaze.com/basic and select the LA Dream House or a different experience of your choosing. Once you've selected your prize, choose a donation amount from $10 to $150, and the more you donate, the more entries you'll get.
The deadline is February 18th, so hurry for your chance to win.
If you miss the deadline, don't worry. Omaze is giving away another dream home next month. Through your donations, Omaze has raised more than $150 million to support over 350 nonprofits around the world. Everyone deserves the chance to live their dreams, and with Omaze, extraordinary prizes are within reach for everyone.
So enter today for your chance to win the LA Dream House or any other life-changing prizes and experiences at omaze.com/basic. Plus, receive 20 extra entries when you enter code BASIC20. That's OMAZE.com/basic.
Okay, I'm not just saying this. I love Grammarly.
I am so embarrassed by the amount of times if I don't know how to spell something correctly, I'll just switch out the word with something. Because I'm like, I think that's and obviously, you know, what would be great in that moment is Grammarly.
I go really far with inside jokes. I take inside jokes like a little too far. So we were in a group chat recently and we were talking about how we should make fake merch about something. So I started to mock up the fake merch, but in my head I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this correctly with grammar. So I actually downloaded Grammarly on my phone. I use it on my computer all the time, but I didn't know you could actually download it on your phone and install a Grammarly keyboard. It's amazing. And especially with like writing recipes up and things, I've been clocked for my poor misuse of grammar before. So I was like, not again. I'm going to use Grammarly. It is so easy. It's free. It is amazing. And if you are someone who loves grammar and you just want to make sure you are right and tight, or if you are bad at grammar and you need help, they've got you covered.
Also, if you're searching for the perfect turn of phrase, just use Grammarly's double-click synonym feature to quickly search for replacements for the word giving you difficulty.
I love that too, because I feel like I learned so many new words by doing this surreptitiously. You can set your audience and tone before you start with Grammarly's goals feature, then watch as Grammarly makes smart suggestions tailored to your goals as you go. When you're done writing, Grammarly's built-in tone detector tells you how your message comes across. Is it friendly enough? Is it too informal?
This year, let Grammarly help you put yourself out there with style. Our listeners can get 20% off Grammarly Premium at grammarly.com/basic. That's 20% off GRAMMARLY.com/basic.
I'm having a flashback to old Pretty Basic episodes where I was dating or I was going through it. And that's what I'd always say. I was like, be honest with yourself.
Yes.
Figure out what you want. Do not lie to yourself. The one person you can be the most honest with is you.
Yes. And here's the thing. Tell yourself what you want and then say, okay, now what do you like be like, how are you? No, how are you really? Like, what do you really like? Let's be real.
That's great though.
I loved that. And then also TK said I could share this, but TK was basically asking her some questions because she's saying, hey, random question. Like, what's your thoughts on this? I was talking to this guy for like a hot minute. We, have right off the bat hit it off. We're good friends. We talk every now and then, but we went on this date and it was amazing. It was so good, but then never followed up with a second date. We definitely talk every now and then, whether it's text or stories, we're buds, but clearly like something just changed. Like the energy changed. Like what do you think happened? But he'll still talk to me, but it's definitely friend. Like, and I'm sitting here not wanting to say, hey, let's go on a date. I'm wanting him to ask me. Sorry, she actually did have a second date planned. Like they had talked about it. He was into it. She was into it. But it just fell through. Scheduling, busy, whatever. Kind of like happy hour with Chris, it just didn't happen.
Too soon.
Rem's hurt by it.
Not after I was messaging. I feel like I was set up.
So then she's, telling her more information just about him, how the vibe was, was there kissing, did you hold hands, like all that kind of shit. And she gets serious and she looks TK in the eye and she goes, I know what you did. You filled up his love tank.
I can't with this woman.
And I was like,
I can't with this woman.
You need to meet her. Good.
I feel like she'd talk to me and I'd just be like,
no, literally though, like, listen, this is the crazy thing. Everything you're like, huh? And then you really think about it and you're like, whoa, it makes so much sense.
But to me, she's like a walking rom-com.
Oh my God.
Okay. We're all in the lines here. Okay.
And I was like, explain. What is this definition? There's all these words and terms. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is a love tank? And she basically explained it. And it made so much sense. Have you ever had a guy like hit you up and it makes you feel confident? Yes. Duh. You know what I mean? So she was saying like the times that they've talked here and there, or like he hits her up with a text and like she'll reply and stuff. It's filling up his love tank, which basically makes him feel more confident to go out and date more. And vice versa. It also does, for the girl or TK in this instance. Like even when I'm on dating apps, right? And I have all these guys like replying to photos and trying to match with me or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hot shit, which makes me feel like, oh, I want to keep dating more. Oh, now I have confidence to go, have a conversation with that guy or whatever. And it's nothing against the guys in the freaking on the dating apps, but I'm like, oh, it makes you feel like, oh, what else is out there? Like, what else can I find? And it just builds that confidence within you. And she referred to it as a love tank. So she was saying it's nothing that you necessarily did. He's just, for whatever reason, right now, isn't really wanting a relationship, because clearly he would have if he like wanted to like pursue that. But more than that, like by him texting you and hitting you up when he hasn't talked to you in months and you replying, it's showing that you're still kind of interested. Like you're still like, you know what I mean?
Well, he knows that he can text you and you will reply, and he's like, it's a back burner thing. It's like, I know she's there. I can have her whenever I want. I just don't want it now, so I'll just put that on simmer and I'll just keep living my life.
And the thing is I think guys specifically, also girls too, but guys specifically are so dumb that they're just like, oh, out of sight, out of mind. They forget about you. They're doing their life. And then whether they're talking to someone else and that falls through or whatever, maybe they go on another date and it's a fail and then they're bored and then they're like, oh yeah, TK. And then they're like, how are you? Like, I think a lot of it's unconscious.
But like, I want you to take that power, and next time he texts you, I'm busy.
But what if she wants to text him?
Why would you want to text him?
Because maybe she's just wanting to like.
If she wants to also. If you also just want to text him, then text him. But if you're looking to like go out on another date, then I would say don't, because that's like, he should be
filling his love tank.
Like if the second one fell through, like if he really wanted to, should have reached out the next day. Hey, I'm so sorry. Let's meet up next week or something like that, because you deserve someone who will do that.
But even, I don't want to be too specific, but
sorry.
I was literally,
should I not?
Okay. I just want to make sure. You never know. Rem had a few that we were like, they don't listen. They fucking listen.
They listen.
They fucking listen.
Love our fans.
Love our fan
behavior.
But even recently, he was like, oh, why didn't you hit me up? And she's like,
What?
Like,
I can't.
No,
I don't understand it.
I know.
Never mind. I don't get it.
So it was just like kind of complicated, but I did like what she said because I was like, there is a lot of truth to that. Like the amount of times when you just like feel confident, you're like, wow, am I hot shit? Do people want me? Oh my God, maybe that will like give me confidence to go up to someone else or blah, 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 whatever. And something that TK and I both related on, and I feel like you were always opposite, which I was so envious of. For me, I just kind of wait for the guy to fully make moves. Making moves. I want them to, you know, I don't know. I feel like I just kind of wait and ask them to. And I don't know if it's because, and actually I know, I definitely think it's just my ego sometimes. I have no problem being like, hey, let's get drinks. But anything more than like anything after that, or even like I want them to be the ones to do that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in this situation that TK's in, I understand why she's sitting there kind of waiting for him to take, you know, the initiative and be like, hey, by the way, like maybe the date fell through for whatever reason. It was genuinely just like schedule. But I'd be like, okay, well, are you gonna ask me? Instead of saying, so I get that. But I feel like you've always been so just like,
why waste your life? Why waste your time? Who cares?
So I'm like, is it just an ego thing, or is it
also like he doesn't know you well enough where if he were to say, hey, you know what, I just don't want to, like that's fine. You guys went on one date. He knows barely anything about you. Like that's his loss for not going out and like giving her more of a chance. Yeah. But like, why would you want to date someone like that anyways? Why would you want to also like, I'm guaranteeing you, if it's this hard to get to go on a second date, dating and or like moving forward towards dating is not going to be any easier.
Yeah. The one last thing that she said, well, not she said a lot, but one last thing that I wrote down on my phone was basically advice to people who are going on dates like no other. Like you a few years ago, before you met Cal, you're like, I'm tired of all these dates. Like they're so pointless. What do I do? Like I don't want to go anymore. I lost the fun out of it. It's now a chore kind of. She was basically saying how if you're in that situation and you're just going on dates and they're not working, to really change your perspective and see it as a positive thing and pretend you're like a data analyst. Like pretend you're sitting here and you're getting all of the research. Try to find anything, what's in common with all these guys. Why do I keep going to these guys? Like, what is about them that I'm attracted to? Is it physical? Is it like personality? Like, is it their job? Is it where they went to college? Like, what specifically is it? Because you can tell a lot from a person about the people that they date. Not even just, oh, I have a type, but even if they are completely different, there's something there that you like. So to kind of just like see it as a positive thing and get into like research mode. And even if after the date you have to sit with a list and write out things about them and like start connecting the dots, one, you can find out a lot about sometimes even your trauma in your life. But then two, even just like, oh, I keep gravitating towards these guys and I'm mad they're not making initiative. However, every single time I'm the one who has to ask them out. You know what I mean? Like finding those, like be a little detective and really kind of just see it as a positive thing. And I feel like a lot of people, when they're in that situation, they just think, what's wrong with me? No one would like me. I'm like unlikable. I'm unlovable. Instead of realizing like, okay, what's the pattern here? Like what do all these guys have in
or
common
also like
not?
What can you get out of that if it's that bad? Like, oh, I got to meet someone new. Oh, I got to figure out like these are good questions to ask people in general, or people to ask questions to ask on dates. I got a free drink out of this. I got to go out on a Friday night.
Sometimes you get a free drink.
Sometimes you got to split the drink.
Here's the
which
thing.
Is fine.
I can't be mad if, let's say, go on a date, guy splits the bill. It's happened, right? But then I agree. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And I pull out my card and da-da. I can't be mad the next date if he goes, oh yeah, so split it. You know, it's like setting that boundary of like, oh, I thought, like you can joke, be like, oh yeah, I mean, I did think you were, like you asked me out, but like I'm down, like some, just like.
I'm a firm believer in like splitting it on the first date. And if he pays, then like that's cool. But I do think splitting is personally fine. I personally do.
I think if whoever asks out, like if I'm like, hey, let's get drinks, then I can't expect him to pay.
Yeah.
But if he says, hey, I want to take you out, then I'm like, yeah, I'm expecting him to pay.
For sure.
But I feel like I low-key judge if they ask to split. I think I do. I'm like, I don't know if I'm just a bitch or if I'm just like, that's something I'm wanting. I'm like, oh, I want them to like, maybe, I don't know.
It's just a little more, it's more old school. I think it's just whatever you think.
I am a little more old school in a lot of ways. But I feel like I am more old school the more that, like, obviously, like, I'm not that into hookup culture, like all that kind of stuff. Again, don't judge anyone if they are. But I would like the guy to get the bill.
I'm very old school in my way of thinking of, which if something were to happen and, you know, this went out of line, I'd be fine. But I've always just been very traditional in the way I think that I would like to get married and then have kids.
Yes, same.
Or what else is there? There's something.
Well, married,
am I missing something?
Engaged?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe, whatever. In traditional timeline, that's what I would like for myself. But also, like, if I were to have River tomorrow, then that's happening.
I'm literally the exact same page. I feel like I would like to be married and then married for a few years before kids. But obviously, like, if that happens and I'm pregnant next week, then I'd be like,
River's coming.
Then you know what? The baby content.
The river be flowing. We call Aspen up. Aspen, hey girl.
I'm like, Aspen.
Any tips? Cove want to do a little play date?
Yes. Oh my God.
I would just like to say, Cove is my favorite baby to ever
She's so cute. Also, Aspen, I know you're never out here, but when you're in LA, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Please, Aspen, and please bring Cove.
We were talking about you the other day because we were like, oh my God, her TikToks, like how sassy they are, like iconic.
No, did you see the one where it was like, someone asked like, why are you still doing YouTube? And then she replied to the comment, and someone had replied and was like, why would she stop when she's making millions? And her sound was, yeah. I was like, Aspen.
I was like, yes.
So Cove's my favorite. Please bring her on. Us with Cove for an episode.
She would be like, please babysit. We'd be like,
Cove's just screaming.
We're like, don't touch that wire. Suddenly we're like, you know how like
mom mode.
Babysitting's the best birth control.
Oh my
You're
God.
just like, never mind.
I'm not kidding. When Steph brought her baby over and he was like almost 2 at the time, but he's like not a baby, but not like, he's like a toddler. I was not an adult.
Like,
I was just like staring at him. I was like,
isn't it weird? Hey. They're like little people.
No, literally. So you know weird. That sound on TikTok that's like, you want a beer? He's 12. Yeah, that was literally me. I was like, you what do you want to you want a snack? Can you eat real food? Yeah, like I literally didn't do wear diapers.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Like when you introduce real food, what foods you can't like.
Oh my God, I've been watching Sierra Schultze a lot.
I love her.
I love her and I love Grace and like watching what she cooks and like how she like does all. I'm like, wow, she's at real food already.
I know.
That was so fast.
Meanwhile, with my dogs, I'm like, oh yeah, here's food.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening to Pretty Basic. We hope you enjoyed.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're excited for season 4. Please comment below on the YouTube channel or the reviews any guests that you guys want to see for this season. It's kind of weird because if you really think about it, this is our 4th season, which kind of feels like we're seniors. Like this, we would be seniors. The fuck?
We running that shit.
Yeah.
I had a burp. No, I'm good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We love you, and we will catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.